So we want to continue the discussion now on issues of how best can we utilize this. So I'd like to welcome Edith to continue the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bakshi, and thank you very much all of you for your wonderful contribution so far. We're talking about mental health and COVID-19 and young people especially. Before we want to go deep into the discussions with the beautiful ideas that you guys have, I want us to do an exercise. We're going to do something special. Let me show you. Everybody please get up. We are going to wiggle our bodies and we are going to spell COVID. And we are going to beat COVID stress by spelling COVID with our bodies. Not so? Do you know how we can spell COVID with our bodies? We can spell you can spell anything with your body, but this time we are going to spell COVID with our bodies. And then we are going to beat COVID stress, okay? Which is why we are here to talk about COVID and mental health. So let's spell COVID. How do we spell COVID? C-O-V-I-D. I want to hear your voices. C-O-V-I-D 19. So we are going to use our bodies to spell C and then O. So you're going to follow me as we spell COVID-19. Not only COVID. So C, a C. This is a C. And let's do an O. Oh no, I see the O has to be lovely. I see squares. O, V, I, D. Mine looks like an L. And then 1, this is a 1, 19. So let's do it again. C, O, V, I, D, 9, 1, and a 9. That's COVID-19. How do we beat COVID-19 stress? We are beating the what? COVID-19 stress. So when you go home, you share that with our people. And I hope people watching on TV have seen us write COVID-19 and beat the stress of COVID-19 with the young people here. Thank you so much. So let's talk about what do we do we have talked about these things. Young people are pregnant, young people are being threatened by other people in the isolated environments. Young people are actually isolated. There are some young people I've read about in places of like isolation. A young girl of 16 or 18 is coming back from another country, has to be isolated, staying alone. That's not easy. People have been stressed. Other people are in hospital, other people are at home, other people may be threatened by people who want to make them pregnant in this time of COVID. So we want to see how do we beat this COVID stress? How do we maintain mental health in that time of what? Of COVID-19. So let's have some ideas. I think let's hear from Desire. Desire is the one going to lead us on this. Desire, tell us what are some of the things we can do as young people to...
Well, for starters, I think we should set goals.
Huh?
You know, setting goals is actually the master plan of everything.
Yeah.
So we need to you need to sit down. You need to stop saying that, you know, I'm going to do this. You know, I'm going to do this, but you don't do it. You know, you need to just wake up one day, set your goals, just do it. Just do it. You know, procrastination is it's an enemy of mankind. If you don't start now, you're not going to start. So you need to start the project you want to start. If you want to start doing something, just do it. Go ahead. Nothing is stopping you. Okay? So, like I said earlier on, I wanted to start a customizing brand for shoes. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and do it because that is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Wow. That's brilliant. That's an idea that we could all use as young people. Customize shoes, maybe sew dresses, start gardens. People have done all kinds of things in COVID-19. We do agriculture at school. Have you started a home garden? Do you have some tomato plants? Do you have some onions in some bottles? Do you have a design that you're working on at home? Thank you very much. Setting goals is critical. Let's hear from any other person about how to beat COVID stress and have better mental health. Yes, Kel?
One of the other solutions is achieving goals. You can't tell me that you're going to set the goals and just let them be there, because they won't just happen out of the blue. So you can't tell me that there's no point in signing up for a race if you're not going to run. So make sure that the goals that you set, everything that you do, makes you move like a step forward to achieving the goal. Because in the end, your hard work won't be in vain, and you won't be thanking anyone, but you'll be thanking yourself.
Wow,
Thank you.
that's brilliant. So she has mentioned achieving goals. Let's hear from you.
They should also communicate. Like, I feel like in this time where people are stressed because of COVID, you can talk to someone you look up to, or your parents, a mentor, or someone, like, to release some stress, like to feel at ease and to feel comfort. Like, because whenever you keep piling yourself up, in the end you're so stressed, maybe you get more problems out of it. So in this time of stress, laugh it out, talk to people who can, like, be nice to you, or talk to people who are, like, kind, or people you love the most around you.
Thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you. That's great ways of dealing with mental health issues, not only COVID-19, because there will be other sources of stress apart from COVID-19. She has mentioned setting goals. She has mentioned achieving those goals, working on those goals. Let's hear from another person. What about you, my sweetheart?
Another solution is about doing exercise.
Yeah.
If you're bored, you feel like you're stressed, you can do some exercises and you make it some sort of fun.
Can you show us some of those exercises?
Okay, let's do it together.
Okay,
you
fine.
can do this.
Oh, my
this. You can jump around, run, and you feel some sort of happiness, and you don't get bored. You can also do exercises as well.
Some young people have actually done kung fu classes. There's so much on YouTube about what you can do with exercise. There's running in the morning. There's boxing. You can get a bag and put it in a tree at home. Box that bag. Work on your, You can do kickboxing. I see people learning all kinds of dances on YouTube. You can learn exercises on YouTube. And there's so many. You can actually become, I was thinking some people could use this time to become martial artists. So much you can do. If you're a footballer, you can football, you can, so much. I'm getting excited now. So let's hear more from you. How do we deal with this mental stress? How do we deal with it?
The other way is sleep.
Yeah.
Sleeping is healthy and really peaceful.
Yeah.
Because when you sleep, you don't have any disturbances. You're able to refresh in your mind. And then, you're able to refresh in your mind. And then forget about all the stressful things that you had in the day. Yeah. So let's try to get enough sleep.
Yeah. I think that's a brilliant idea. We rarely think about sleep as a solution to mental health issues. But actually, if you don't sleep, actually one of the big signs of mental stress is when you can't sleep. If you find that you can't sleep, or you're sleeping less than 7 hours a day, please talk to your mom, please talk to your auntie, please talk to your daddy, because that means there is a problem. You are supposed to sleep at the right time. Young people know how to sleep during the day, and then they are awake at night. That's not what we are talking. That's not healthy sleep. Healthy sleep means you are sleeping at the time when you're supposed to sleep. If you don't sleep at the right time, do you know one of the things that happens is actually your hormonal balance is upset. It's upset because we need the sun to balance our bodies, especially young girls. If you don't sleep on time, your whole hormonal balance can be upset. You can even stop getting your periods on time. So young people need to sleep and sleep on time. I know at night they are playing games, and I know at night they are playing Nintendo and all kinds of things, or WhatsApping. So sleep at the right time is a key to mental health. Yes, some more ideas from you, Albert?
Well, what young people should learn is that work is essential, and work starts from home. Get something you're good at. Maybe it can be washing the car or washing utensils.
Wow.
And make sure that you'll be perfect at it. Yeah, it will actually keep you busy and give you a reason for your day. Yeah, and there are also small businesses parents own. You can also part-time in there. Help out, learn something.
Thank you.
Mommy's business or daddy's business.
Perfect, perfect. I think that's a critical thing that work, many of us don't recognize how important work is for mental health. When you wake up in the morning, before you go to sleep at night, you plan what you're going to do the next day. Are you going to wash cups? Are you going to dig? Are you going to sweep the house? Are you going to mop the house? Even people at home, please, young people, most of you are looking to your house help to help you, but you really need to work. Work fulfills the mind. Work enables you to achieve something. So that's a critical thing that you brought up, Herbert, and thank you very much. I think, what else can we do? What else can we do?
We can have a healthy diet
Uh-huh.
because some young people are there just eating junk food and then you gain weight and get health complications.
Yeah.
So it's good for us to have a healthy diet when we're home.
Thank you, Shubi. Thank you. Wow, and we have a brilliant team of health experts. The young people here, we actually are doing well. Uganda is doing well. If we follow what our young people have told us, that's exactly how we are supposed to solve these issues. Do we have any more ideas coming up about solutions for mental health?
Generally in life, you're going to reach a point where you have to make decisions.
Yeah.
Which decisions might come with challenges.
Yes.
And you can't expect to solve every challenge that comes your way by yourself.
Yes, yes,
There's a reason why you have family members or friends or acquaintances generally. So I feel even outside of COVID,
Yeah.
seek for help. We're not just looking for help because, I don't know, we're in lockdown or
Yeah.
we're not socializing as much anymore.
Yeah.
But generally, it all comes down to the fact that you remain a human being and you're always going to want help.
Wow.
And seeking for that help isn't bad. There's no shame in it.
Yeah.
So I believe seeking for help really plays a huge role in
Yeah.
a healthy mind.
Thank you so much, Janelle. She mentioned seeking help. And seeking help for mental health means talking to your mom. If you're not sleeping, talk to your mom or your auntie. If somebody is hounding you for sex, report them. Very few young people can speak out the truth, but speaking out is a form of seeking for help. So many people suffer because they keep quiet. So seek for help from or a trusted adult or a friend or a peer. You can seek for help, not only for mental health, but also when you're broke. You say, Mommy, I need some money. Mommy, because some of the issues that are coming up are because people don't have any money on them or resources they need. Seek for help and help will be found, especially mental health. Don't suffer alone. And if you identify a friend, encourage them to seek for help. If you identify a person who is sad, you see them crying, you're not hearing from them, please seek for help and encourage your friends to also seek for help. Thank you very much. And people at home, I hope you're listening. It's very critical what Janelle has said, that we need to seek for help when we need it, especially for mental health. Thank you very much. And I think this is the last of the good things we want to talk about.
The last thing I would like to give to my fellow young Ugandans
Yes, Hilary.
Relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to relax.
What do you mean by relaxation?
Yeah, by relaxation I mean you should watch TV.
Not too much of it.
Football. Do everything which is fun. But if I tell you to relax, don't relax away from your books.
Okay.
You should also read your books after relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the idea.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Herbert. So we are finishing off the package of the Katogo. Actually, I call it a Katogo because it's a mix of things that we need to do to maintain good mental health, which we said is emotional, psychological, and social well-being. All these things we've discussed and many more you can read about. People at home, there's a lot you can read about mental health, even on the internet. Young people can read. There's a lot to learn about pop stars. We love the pop stars, but we also need to learn about our mental health. So please read more, as our young people have said, because I think before they came here, they prepared, and thank you very much for your contributions. I'm handing over to Bakshi to tell us the bad things that we shouldn't do that will mess up our mental health.
Yes, before we go into the bad things that really will mess up our mental health, there's one thing that we need all to do is to appreciate who we are, and to love ourselves. And how do you love yourself?
I love myself.
By hugging yourself.
Okay.
So let us try to hug ourselves. Let us see who has the best hug of all of us. Okay? Even make sure you feel yourself, smile at yourself. You get it?
I
so
love
that's one way of ensuring that you relieve off and you're not always stressed is appreciate who you are, appreciate where you come from, appreciate what you have at that moment. I know someone mentioned they were not eating well. That is the moment. Appreciate the meal that you have. So that is one way also we need to ensure that we are not always stressed or depressed, is by appreciating what you have, what you own, but also appreciating what your parents, what your guardians, what your sisters are really giving you. So that is one critical thing that we also need to always think about. Some of the things that we shouldn't really go into, and I'll mention some of them, and also my colleague Edith will look at them. We have seen that we have a lot of time. We have been in lockdown, right? We have been locked down and we have a lot of time. And we have seen people who used not to consume a lot of alcohol. They have started consuming a lot of alcohol. And what is bringing now this, like when they consume a lot of alcohol, remember what happens with alcohol or abusing a drug is you're relieving the stress for that short moment. So you take a few shots of alcohol, then you sleep off for the night, you wake up in the morning, you still have the same issue, right? Yet you thought you'd completely drain off that. So one thing that we should really try to avoid is to the overconsumption of alcohol, but also drug abuse. But also something critical is the abusive relationships. Some of us, when we talk about abusive relationships, we only think about the girlfriend and boyfriend. But no, we're also meaning the sister-brother relationship, the parents, and the parents-children relationship. And this also goes to all people watching us here is the relationships we are talking about is how do you build a relationship with your children? How do you build a relationship with your fellow friends and sisters? Because if I'm not your friend, it will be very hard for me to give you something or to seek for help. She mentioned about seeking for help. I'm not going to seek help from an abusive relationship, a relationship that is violent. Sometimes when some of us consume a lot of alcohol and drugs, we become violent. So I'm not going to seek for help from such a relationship. But also I'm not going to seek from a relationship from someone I know. If I go there to seek for something, they are going to rape me. They have had issues of bad touches, bad body touches and all that. So if you have an uncle, a relative, a friend, and they are having such issues, it will be very hard for you to communicate with them. Yes. The other thing that we really need to look at is the issue of betting. I know sports betting is something that you really enjoy. It's quick money, right? I put 1,000, I get 5,000. I put 5,000, I get 10,000. It's really quick money for us. But remember, you might be making this quick money, but there are moments where it will become addictive. And what we want to avoid is the addiction. When you get addicted to betting, it will mean every single coin, every single money you make, every single money you save for yourself, you'll end up spending it into betting. And what will happen at the end of the day? You need medical, you don't have. You need to go back to school, you have not even saved any single coin or something. And you'll end up living a depressed life because you cannot feed yourself, you cannot feed your family, but also you cannot buy for yourself simple things that you can use to enjoy life. Thank you so much. And as we come to the end of our session, one thing that we should critically look at is when we talk about mental health, you remember we talk about the social well-being. How do I relate with people? The psychological, how does my body relate and how do I coordinate with other people? But also the emotional, and with the emotions we are talking about fear, we are talking about love, we are talking about happiness, we are talking about crying, we are talking about joy and all that. So these are things that we should keep on looking at. But also remember, we talked about how best does I as an individual, you remember that? The individual, how do I as an individual try to ensure that I have a health well-being? The critical thing here is a health well-being. And we talked about lifestyle. Lifestyle, the issues of abusive relationships, betting, alcohol consumption, are not some things that will give you a health well-being. So that you are productive in your life, and we talked about work. supporting your parents at home. We talked about seeking for help. If you are not really productive, you cannot seek for help.
Yeah.
If you are not productive enough, it means you cannot communicate with other people. But also, if you are not productive enough, it means you are not exercising. If you don't exercise well, you don't be productive.
Yeah.
But also, you are not getting enough sleep. You see that? So those are some of the things that we need to ensure to have so that we are productive in life and so that we live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And that comes to the end of our session on mental health and well-being for young people. Thank you for watching the Health and Life Skills Talk on NTV.
And as young people, I urge you to choose to live a healthy lifestyle. Not because you're told to, but because you want to, because it benefits no one but you yourself. So live a healthy lifestyle in the sense of your emotions, your psychological and mental well-being. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you very much everybody who has participated and our listeners. And I think we'll come back to that thing that we should all as individuals seek for individual health, both emotional, psychological, and social, and keep away from things that will impinge on that healthy emotional, social, and psychological well-being. Young people in the time of COVID, we recognize the stress that we've been going through, not only young people, but all the people in Uganda and actually globally. And we call upon each one of us as individuals to work on our mental health and to reach out to others who are struggling in this time of COVID. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let us give them flowers as we get up.
Yeah,
flowers
bye.
to everyone.
Thank you.
Flowers, flowers, flowers. Thank you.
You go.